Hi, I'm Amelia, and this is your Independence Update. Wild Night Out, Turtles and Tuxedos. On Thursday, October 23rd, join North Oakland Headwaters Land Conservancy for their premier fundraising event. We'll have a delicious dinner, games, an exciting live auction, and a mystery wine pull featuring wines worth more than $50 a bottle. Please consider supporting NOHLC and enjoy a fun evening here in the heart of Clarkson. Turtles and Tuxedos will be hosted at Deer Lake Athletic Club from 6 to 9 p.m. and is $75 to attend. Trunk or Treat Trot. The Emily Schmidt Memorial Trunk or Treat Trot is on October 25th at 9 a.m. and will offer a 5K run walk as well as a 1-mile family fun run. Add a little more fun to this event by running or walking in a costume. Proceeds will be donated to their middle school mission trip for 2015 in memory of Emily Schmidt. There are plenty of ways to participate, from sponsoring to volunteering. Those interested may donate water, Gatorade, cookies, and muffins. Please register online at active.com or by submitting a registration form to the Clarkson United Methodist Church, available in the office and on CUMC's website. Please address inquiries with attention and at Simiski. Puppet Show Halloween Hullabaloo at Hijinks Hall. In All Hallows Eve, and Witch Woo Hoo is busily preparing her latest candy creation, ready to share with all the trick-or-treaters who come to the Hijinks Hall Halloween Hullabaloo. Tells the story of how Witch Woo Hoo leaves her potion brewing while she goes to decorate the hall. While she is away, the infamous Captain Cavity and his crew of candy pirates sneak in and steal the potion. When Witch Woo Hoo returns, to her dismay, she finds the candy concoction missing. On the advice of her good friend Boo the Ghost, Witch Woo Hoo hires a private eye, Cornelius Longlash, to help find the missing potion. With a little bit of Halloween magic and some help from the boys and girls in the audience, they capture the pirates, find the missing candy and concoction, and have the candy ready just in time for trick-or-treating. The show is packed with upbeat songs and plenty of fun for the whole family. Children are encouraged to wear their costumes to the show. Presented by Once Upon a Puppet, come see their show on Saturday, October 25th from 1 to 2 p.m. Cost is $7 a ticket, and you can buy them by calling 248-425-5842 or emailing tickets@clarksonvillageplayers.org. CVP auditions for Sally and Marcia. On Sunday, October 26th, the Clarkson Village Players are holding open auditions for the dramatic comedy Sally and Marcia. Auditions consist of readings from selected scenes, and scripts will be provided at the audition. Auditions continue on Monday, October 27th at 7 p.m. Actors may attend one or both nights of auditions and must be 18 years or older. The play is about a young mother, Sally, who moves from the country to a crammed New York City apartment with her traveling salesman husband. Desperate for a friend, Sally strikes up a conversation with the next-door neighbor, Marcia, a clinical, wisecracking native New Yorker. Although complete opposites, the women gradually become friends. Roles available are as follows: Sally, mid-20s to mid-30s, a waif-like young wife and mother, originally from South Dakota. Marcia, mid-30s to mid-40s, clinical, wisecracking native New Yorker. Show dates for 2015 are January 9, 10, 16, 17, 18, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. For more info, contact Director Karen McClellan, 248-462-3074, or email her at kmcclellan@yahoo.com. Holy Hoopla. Springfield Township Parks and Recreation is sponsoring Holy Hoopla on Monday, October 27th, 2014 at Holly High School. The Bronco Basketball League offers participants an opportunity to hear Coach Lance's presentation and receive a free basketball. Registration is from 6 to 7 p.m. with the presentation beginning at 7:30 p.m. Balls will be handed out after the presentation, and no credit card or debit cards will be accepted at the Holy Hoopla, cash and check only. Clarkson Rotary Fall Wine Tasting. On Thursday, October 30th, the Clarkson Rotary hosts a Taste for the Holidays wine and beer tasting gala at Bordine's Nursery on Dixie Highway. The event is their major fundraising event of the year, featuring wines of the world, handcrafted beers from Frankenbooth Brewery and Rochester Mills, along with 13 local restaurants providing a wide variety of appetizers and desserts. The wine tasting additionally includes a silent auction, and drop box raffle items will be available along with a 50-50 drawing. Help support Clarkson Rotary's community service commitment and enjoy a social night out with business associates, family, or friends. Tickets can be purchased in advance at Bordine Nursery for $40 and $50 at the door. Halloween Pumpkin Carving Contest. Join the excitement and get your creative juices flowing while carving your way into the scary fun. This October, spend time and carve your pumpkin to enter the traditional carving pumpkin category or non-traditional creative scary category. One enter per family, please. Once you have your pumpkin carved, email your creation to Lisa at lmccoy@independencetownship.com. There will be first, second, and third place winners in each category. This contest is free. Deadline to enter your gorgeous pumpkins is Halloween, October 31st by midnight. Winners will be announced at a township board meeting in November. The event is sponsored by Independence Township Parks and Recreation, and you can email your creations to Alicia at lmccoy@independencetownship.com. That's all for today. As always, if you would like to share a story with Independence Update, please contact Matt Blow at mblow@independencetownship.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and now on Instagram too. Thanks for watching.
Hello Clarkston, I'm Rod Rock, Superintendent of the Clarkston Community Schools. Welcome to the Independence Update for Tuesday, October 21st, 2014. This week, Pine Knob Elementary, Clarkston Junior High, and Clarkston High School will host parent-teacher conferences. Our Early Childhood Center will host parent meet and greets, and Bailey Lake Elementary School will host a bingo night. Our high school football team plays its final regular season game on Friday, October 24th, as the #1 ranked team in Division I. The Wolves play at Farmington Hills Harrison on Friday night. Our volleyball team completes its regular season this week as the #1 team in the state. Our boys soccer team recently defeated the #5 team in the state and has advanced to the regionals, which will take place in Utica on Wednesday, October 22nd. Our boys and girls cross-country teams will compete this weekend in the regionals at Delta College, and our girls swimming and diving teams continue with their regular season. I recently held my monthly meeting with the PTA and PTO leaders from across the district. These parents represent 11 schools and over 8,000 students. They provide countless opportunities for our children, including field trips, special learning events, the purchase of playground equipment and technology, and mini grants for teachers. I wish to extend my sincere gratitude to our parents for all of the support they give to our schools. Did you know that professional learning for teachers and principals is highly correlated to student learning and achievement? In fact, it is one of the strongest influences on student achievement, according to the research. In Clarkston, we work very hard to engage our teachers and principals in continuous learning. We ask them to read learning-related literature, examine data, reflect on their practices, visit each other's classrooms, talk with colleagues, and learn new strategies. Everything we do professionally is based upon research and is proven to advance students' learning and achievement. Your school district is one of the leading districts in the world when it comes to professional learning. We have teachers visit us from other countries and states to examine our practices. Clarkston teachers and principals receive invitations from the top schools in the country to come and talk about what we do. We are truly leaders of learning, and this is something in which we take tremendous pride. Finally today, I'd like to remind you that there is a very important community, state, and national election on November 4th. Our students and community require the best possible education in the world, and we work continuously to make this happen. Our mission as a school system is well established, and we are achieving dramatic improvements in nearly every area: financial, academic, tax reductions through bond refunds, in athletics, human resources, professional development, and in our school culture. Our school system needs work on technology and facilities. Please take the time to become well-informed on how local, state, and national candidates for election feel about public education, and specifically policies that affect our children. Please make an informed decision on November 4 that will allow our school system to continue to achieve at the highest levels and ensure that learning does not get slowed down in politics. Please vote on November 4th. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Hello, my name is Pat Kittle, a supervisor here at Independence, and I would like to thank the professionals in Independence Television for allowing me to come in this morning and share with you a little bit about what's going on in the township. You know, DTE has been in the community for close to 40 years. I think they came in around 1973 and have gone through a multitude of ownership and managements from then to now. And the one thing that I can tell you, based on all of the input that I've had from long-term residents and from some of my senior staff that have been around, that what we are experiencing today with DTE pales in comparison to what it used to be. DTE is a much more responsive partner, are working very, very hard to clean up the park and to make it a destination, to provide services that really truly make it a memorable experience when people do come here to Independence, and have been working with us to make sure that the content is neighborhood appropriate and that sound volumes are kept at levels that aren't blowing anybody's eardrums out. And again, I know recently they just stuck in $600,000 worth of acoustic baffling onto their stage to help reduce and minimize some of the echoing and echoes and bounce backs to help keep sound contained in the music theater, and have actually gone so far as to cancel a couple of acts because of inappropriate language. And you know what? And you can't ask much more from a good neighbor than that. But you know, we still continue to receive a handful of concerns every once in a while from residents that say, you know what, you know, the noise is just getting a little out of hand and we really need to do something. So we took a look at a band that is kind of the epitome of a good rock and roller, and that's Aerosmith. Steven Tyler and his guys have been around nearly forever, you know, but when they come into town, it is no small production. Multitudes of semi-trucks, amplifiers, sound equipment, lights, you name it. But again, when it comes to good old rock and roll, these guys are about as loud as anybody gets. So again, to help address some of these concerns and to see if we do have any issues with DTE, we did hire a professional sound company, and they're called Acoustics by Design. This is a multinational company. These guys are certified and licensed, and if there's ever a time that you're going to want somebody to tell you if your systems are okay, these are the guys that will go to court and be able to stand up, and this is who the judge will listen to. So again, reputable company, been around for a long time, and they know what they're doing. So a couple of things when it comes to sound, and again, the next graphic will showcase a little bit to you. There is a wide spectrum of what happens when it comes to sound. Our ordinance actually states that for concerts and nighttime activities up to 11 o'clock, you can run at 55 dBAs. Again, don't ask me to explain what all this stuff is, because there's a bunch of different ways that you can measure sound, but dBA is the standard that we use in our ordinance right now. And with me talking to you right now at this level of conversation, I am above 55 dBAs and would be in violation of our own township ordinances. But again, as the chart shows, again, from just a whisper will get you down to 20. But again, at the top end of the spectrum, you know, a jet engine or a rock band can put you at that 120, 130 dBA level that can really start to, you know, impact your way of thinking, because your ears will be ringing, you know, at 130 dBAs for a couple days. So here's a graphic that kind of represents the study that we did. And again, residents 1 and 2 are from neighborhoods, you know, that we've heard calls and some concerns from. As we start to move forward, Fire Station 2 at the corner of Clarkston and Sashabaw, we had another sound meter reading there. As you can see, DTE Theater is down in the corner. Rite Aid at the corner of Sashabaw is another venue that we go by periodically with our sound meters, as well as Location 5, which is basically kind of a control location to see if there was any anomalies. And what I've got now is just a series of charts and graphs that I'm going to show you what's happening during the concert, which represents the 2 red lines. That's pretty much 8:30 to 11 when the concert would be running. And again, this would be at neighborhood 1, resident 1, and where you can see with the sound levels taken, averaging, you know, somewhere between that 50 and 60, maybe some creeping a little bit above 60, which makes you think that, hey, you know, we got a problem with what's going on with DTE. But we also kept these monitors running for about 36 hours, and this is what you can actually see over there as far as the ambient noise levels. And again, there really isn't any big difference over there between what was going on during the concert and the ambient noise levels before and after the concert. As you can see at 11 o'clock in this one particular residence, the neighbor actually had admitted that he was cutting his grass at this time, hence the big spike. But again, it's, you know, you're maybe looking at a 2 or 3 dBA increase during the actual concert if you start to take a look at the, you know, the averages. The next venue that we studied again was the fire station. And again, you can see where the band is much wider and higher in terms of from high to low. And again, this probably makes sense because it is on a major thoroughfare and again, right next to a fire station, again, where there's a lot happening. But again, taking a look at across the board for the 36 hours, again, not a lot of difference as far as what's going on during the concert versus what's going on before and after. The next slide, again, is a little different way of looking at it, where we actually have a shorter time frame to see if there was any, you know, short-term spikes or anomalies. And again, you can pretty much run in at or above 50, below 60, but again, stretching it out over a couple hours before and a couple hours after. Not a lot of difference. And again, when you start to take a look at the ambient noise, this is background traffic, this is birds, this is kids playing, these are car doors slamming, tree frogs, katydids, you know, you name it, you know, the things that you hear in a neighborhood. But it's kind of just picked up as white noise. You know, you almost get used to it after a while. So, and you don't even hear it after a while. So, you know, the next graphic over here is kind of some of the conclusions that we came up with, that we didn't come up with, that the Acoustics by Design came up with. And let me just read them to you. The results show that the noise measured at the long-term octave band measurement locations, that's again neighborhood 1 and 2, during a concert were at or above the maximum permitted sound pressure level at multiple octave bands. You know, and I heard this and I kind of freaked out, like, now what are we going to do? You know, DTE has been around for 40 years. But the next paragraph kind of puts it back into perspective. However, the ambient noise levels outside of the concert time period were also close to or above the maximum permitted noise level at the higher frequencies. So again, do we have an issue or don't we? And again, that's kind of the great unknown right now. Again, moving on with the summary, the long-term broadband measurement results show that there was approximately a 3 to 5 dBA increase in the neighborhood background noise levels during the concert, you know, compared to the same time period in the previous day. This would often be perceived as a just noticeable difference to a clearly perceptible difference in sound pressure reading. And then in the conclusion, while rotating between the 5 measurement locations throughout the concert, music from the DTE Energy Theater was audible at the residential locations, but generally low and unintelligible. However, sound pressure level and frequency content of every band or music type will be different. And again, this is where some of the subjectivity comes into play, that, you know, an ABBA concert will probably be a lot less noticeable than a rap music, or for that matter, what we thought was going to happen with Aerosmith. Sound is an intricately difficult thing to understand because it does so many things to so many different people. And again, you know, those living close to or a major thoroughfare, an expressway, you know, if we were in Waterford by an airport, you know, it gets to the point where that white noise really, you don't even hear it. It just seems to go away. But then all of a sudden something else will be introduced and you almost get hypersensitive to it. This would almost be like if you lived in an apartment complex and the resident and the tenant above you was an elderly person who seemed to be walking around. It was, and it was just like a little church mouse up there. You never really heard him. But then you get some clod like me coming in there who walks around like Bigfoot and is just stomping around. You know, me clomping around up there versus the church mouse would probably drive you crazy. And what the sound experts are telling me, that's kind of what happens with noise too. You get used to something, you get used to that background, you get used to the traffic din. Something else is introduced infrequently, and then all of a sudden, you know, it becomes, it's driving you nuts. So, but the numbers really kind of tell it all right now, and we're not sure what we're going to be doing other than making sure that we continue dialogue with DTE, that we try to work with them as best we could, and if we start to see a spike of phone calls again, we'll probably drop the dime and bring Acoustics by Design back in to do another baseline study. And again, they're not cheap. I mean, this was about a $6,500 study, and DTE offered to pay a little bit of it, but you know, I don't know if I'm going to take them up on that yet. So, you know, moving forward, for 40 years, we've been good partners, you know, within DTE and Independence. And DTE is one of those cool things that makes our township so special. The only thing I can tell you for sure is I'm going to continue to work with DTE management to make sure that we do remain good neighbors and are sensitive to the needs of those residents around us. So with that, I'm going to be signing off. And again, thank you for listening, and it's great to be part of Independence.